A ray of light from a suddenly opened door of the village shop pierces the darkness. A young lad with an accordion strapped across his back runs into the street. A moment later, a shop owner emerges, spewing curses and chasing after the musician. You are somewhat familiar with the accordion player. This dashing youth is often invited to вечерkas and celebrations. You whisper a zagavar, and the merchant clumsily falls onto the dirty road. Judging by his angry yells, you guess that the young man has stolen a box of sweets from his shop. You think he casts a narrow-eyed glance in your direction before he disappears in the dark. The merchant spits on a neighbor's hen in frustration, knowing he won't be able to catch the musician.
That scoundrel! Sure, take him! He'll pay me back, he says. I know all about him paying back. I won't see a half kopeck until Christmas.
I need to get to a pothouse somewhere in these parts. Is it far?
Oh, girl, don't go there. That's a bad place. The pothouse and vodka are the root of all evil. Here, they found this man recently, drunk himself to the grave. Just buried him. Well, the pothouse is to the north. You won't miss it. Fedьka, the accordion player, must have gone there. That rascal! That scoundrel! Sure, take him! He'll pay me back, he says. I know all about him paying back. I won't see a half kopeck until Christmas.
Someone's figure stands black at the forest's edge. You can't make out who's waiting for you on your way. You clutch your book tighter. You quickly make a zagavar and hear a scream. The figure on the road turns out to be a man. You come closer and recognize the accordion player you met from the Sultanova village.
Vasha, I've been waiting for you. Wait, I have a cramp in my stomach.
Well, stop watching girls at night. God punished you.
I wanted to thank you. You tripped him and I managed to escape.
Yeah, tripped. Right.
Here, take a sweet for the road. I need these sweets for business, but I'll pay them back first thing tomorrow.
You must be carrying these for the girls, as usual.
Such accusations all of a sudden. Nothing of the sort. I'm going to a pothouse. I've been asked to play for a birthday, I think.
Fedьka plays a riff on his accordion.
I think if I bring a present along, they'll pay me more.
I've heard wicked people reside there.
I don't care. Even church won't hurt an accordion player.
Really, you haven't met Chorts. You wouldn't know if you did.
Not everyone is brought up by a knower.
Who called you there?
God knows. The other night I met some lad by my izba. Come to the pothouse, he says. Gave me some money in advance and promised more afterwards.
Why couldn't you buy sweets with that money?
I hid them away right after, just in case. Come on, don't fret. I'll pay it back later.
To a pothouse, you say? Have you been there before? What kind of place is it?
No, I haven't. It used to be an abandoned izba. Now I hear that each night it becomes a noisy pothouse. So it must be fun. Oh, a fine pothouse it must be.
God help you. I have business of my own.
Wait, where are you going yourself?
I'm going to the pothouse too. I need to check up on this birthday.
Oh, how wonderful. Let's go together.
Yeah, wonderful. Sorry, but I'll have to go alone. First, I need to drop by Nekrasova.
Look what's going on there. Men and women crawling like flies. Let's go.
You don't have time to interject, and the musician drags you along. Peasants are gathering on the banks of the river. Each has several loaves of bread in their hands, which they are throwing into the river, and watch as they drift downstream. The musician calls out to them and strides confidently towards them.
Well met, Nekrasova. What are you doing here? Feeding the fishes?
They're looking for a drowned man. He can be found where a loaf sings, so they say.
Yes, one man from our village went missing. We can't find him.
You won't ransom him from Vodinoy with bread, and not from your Vodinoy for sure.
And how do you know that?
Her grandpa is a knower. She's a knower too.
But what can we do to make him drift ashore? Tell us if you know.
If you want to ransom him from Yovodinoy, you'll need coins for that. Throw an odd number of each time, 3 or 15.
How much money will it take? Where can we get that amount? We struggled even to get this bread.
Here, take this. It's not much, but it should do.
Well, Washa, quite a wealthy girl you are.
Keep quiet! Don't go counting my money.
We thank you for this. We'll be searching for him until spring this way.
You say goodbye to the peasants and go on your way. Soon, you are able to rid yourself of the musician, who stays to chat with some of his new acquaintances. You pass a small settlement that has no name yet. On the village edge, you notice a fat barrel rolling to the west. You take a bypass and easily avoid the clumsy barrel. You can hear the sounds of an accordion and lively conversation. The door is locked. The peasant holds his head and wipes away a single tear from time to time.
Are you alright?
Oh, girl, what are you doing here? Get out of here while you still can. This is an evil place.
What can you tell me about the pot house?
A wicked place. Oh, wicked people. So it was. And it's worse now.
Why are you crying?
What? I'm not crying. I won't cry. No matter what fate befalls me. Do you hear?
They say bandits like to feast here.
Yes, they used to. They're too busy for that now. I'm left here, at the threshold alone.
I have business with your chieftain.
Ha! He has no business with you. Go, before Cassian has seen you.
I'm a witch from Vilgard, if you really want to know.
And I am Zao, the entire Perm gubernia.
I'm a witch from Vilgard, if you really want to know. I can heal you, but I can curse you as well.
I'll show you, curse. There's no place for witches here. Go!
Through your clenched teeth, you whisper a zagaver that would topple any peasant, but this large man is unaffected. You decide not to attract too much tension prematurely and begin searching for another way. You can hear the sounds of an accordion and lively conversation. The door is locked. You whisper the secret words and touch the lock with the herb. It opens immediately and clatters to the clay-packed floor. The fun starts to gather momentum, while the sky behind the window is getting dark. The accordion player winks at you while playing his instrument.
I knew your life wouldn't be the same without me. You came to see me, Vasilisa, my dear.
Don't tempt fate, Fyodor.
I'm only kidding. The fun starts at night.
Aren't you afraid of wicked men?
What's there to be afraid of? Everyone likes a good accordion player. I tell you, the devil himself doesn't frighten me. I won't let anyone hurt you either.
What were you saying about fun?
Some guy tells me here that as soon as it gets dark, we'll start treating our guests so well that he'll be in heaven. That's the gist of it.
Huh. Interesting. We'll talk later.
All right, here, sit on the bench. Listen to my fine playing.
The fun starts to gather momentum, while the sky behind the window is getting dark. Soon the peasants are dancing so hard that the walls around them start to shake. After some time, the crowd is having so much fun that the accordion player is lifted up and thrown into the air to cheers. The most noticeable in the crowd is a large man. Is this the game, Chief? You notice that the pothouse visitors approach a glass jar that stands by the window and smears something around their eyes. Having carefully picked out this moment, you reach the item. You've had a bad feeling about this pothouse for a while, and now it has turned to horror. Your suspicions prove true. Everything around you was an illusion. The accordion player wasn't thrown into the air without malice. You take out the black book, but the chief of the short swarm calls you out.
I think my stables will see another witch added to it. What a day. Whatever brought you here, madam?
The musician is trying to get out of the noose with all his strength.
What kind of chorts are you? Where are the rest of the bandits?
Oh, that's such a long story. In short, this pothouse is ours now.
You killed them all? Why?
The accordion player fights back a little less fiercely.
Do we require a reason? We're evil spirits, girl, but you ask your questions. I have plenty of time.
The Vodinoy needs his offerings. How do I get them from you?
It seems that the musician is almost completely exhausted at this point.
Oh, you won't get anything from us. We're the ones creating problems, not solving them.
Noticing the musician losing his strength, you get out your black book.
Stop your blabbing! You're going to hell along with your pack!
We'll see who goes to hell. I'll turn you into a mare and hitch you to a cart. Keep at it, and your friend here will join us sinners.
Don't count on it.
You will follow right after.
When Mikolka the Chort falls, his flock flies screaming from the windows and doors. You quickly release Fedka from the noose. He seems to be still breathing, but there's no trace of his usual hubris. To your surprise, the Chort hasn't yet vanished like the rest.
Wait, Khaldun, I will help you.
What? You're looking to serve me? I have plenty of charts of my own.
But I am a strong Chort, you've seen it yourself. I'll prove myself useful more than once.
First, tell me this. What happened to the bandits?
They dug up an old treasure chest and was buried here a long time ago by Ushkuinix. It was guarded by strong sorcery. Not strong enough to kill all the bandits, but still, I think something went wrong with the Zagavor. Or maybe the place there is special. We were bound to guard it, regular Chorts we were. But with time, The magic grew stronger, and so did our power. Like when they opened the chest, we took what we were due. All of their heads. The residue of the sorcery created this phantom.
I don't think Vakul will be too happy.
And after that, we started gathering the cursed ones around the area. I turned the sinners into horses and drive them into hell. Everything had been going so well until you came. The Zagavad was so strong even the evil spirits used herbs to counter it.
Should I leave these chorts here to roam around instead of the bandits? Let them make offerings to the Vodinoi. No, I have a better idea. You will make offerings to Vodinoi in place of the bandits. You can do what you want, but make sure you make offerings to Vakul in time. I have an agreement to keep. Swear it.
I swear it. I swear it. Thank you, witch. I will not let you down. I'll make offerings for as long as these brigands live.
After bowing to you, the grateful Chort vanishes into inky smoke. The accordion player has stood on the border between life and death, and seems to be different right now. On your way back, he is silent. You help Fejdka get to the closest village and return home. You put Mikolka in charge of the offerings to the Vodinoi. Vakul should keep his word now.
And I was here by dawn. And I was here by dawn.
Well done, Basha. You did a clever thing, making the Chort make sacrifices. They'll curse loads of peasants. That's going to be a lot of work for us.
Thanks, Grandpa. I've decided. We have no time to worry about men from Sultanova.
All right, you need to go to the mill. I already sent a salt worker there.
I'm getting better and better with the book.
Ha! You bet. Knowledge is light. The longer you hold on to this book, the brighter it shines. And the taller the shadow is behind your back. Doesn't matter who holds this book, a girl or an old man. This shadow keeps growing, and in time will cover villages, peasants, friends, and family. Finally, it gets to you.
Well, time to go to the mill.
It's not far from Gaina village. You won't get lost there.
God be with you. I'm a fisherman from the northern lake, Vatti, Lord forgive. I came to thank you. I don't know what you did, but the Vodinoi stopped cutting our nets. Here, I brought some dried pike from our crew.
Near the old Izba, a man is scolding his wife. Half the village soon gathers to listen to the quarrel. Half the peasants take the side of the husband, while the other half support the wife. On the village street, you meet a strange peasant procession with chests and sacks. A peasant clutching a sleepy rooster walks in the lead. The people stop, noticing you on their way. The old women start to cross themselves, thinking you to be a bad omen. The man walking at the head of the procession addresses you.
Who are you, bareheaded wench? What are you doing here at night?
A rooster in hand and sacks full of clothing. What are these peasants planning? Girls are usually the ones who perform divinations with roosters. But these don't looks like they're offering the rooster as a sacrifice to the Susiatko. So they're moving. I'm a simple traveler who's lost her way. So, you're moving into a new izba?
None of your business, wench.
Well, farewell. God bless you.
The wine shop is working until late. Warm light from its window pours onto the street, hidden in the dark. Noticing your book, the wine seller invites you inside. He claims to have books for sale. The mill rises above the pool of the river inflow. The izba is decrepit, and the water wheel is silent. The reeds around it rustle mysteriously. You're greeted by a salt worker.
Oh, Vasilisa.
I visited the Vodinoi and learned about your daughter. Don't you think it's something worth telling me?
How could I? God, this is all like in a bad dream. He took Yevdokia, but I didn't know he was the one to blame. And I didn't think for a minute that he would send her to kill people. I thought there was another Vodinoi. I thought I had escaped from that one. So much death, so many sacrifices. Sacrifices. I offered money, vodka, porridge. It's still not enough for Vakul. He only wants lives.
Did you make a pact with the Vodinoi here?
Yes. This is my old watermill. I used to work here. When I built it, I made a pact with Vakul. He tells me it's business as usual, so I thought I'd pay it off with rubles.
It's never that easy with demons.
Several years later, he started playing tricks with shadows. His way of asking for his sacrifice. I never wanted to hurt anyone, and so I refused him. He then took it for himself. I had an apprentice, a guy who poured grain. A fine lad. I liked him a lot. And the Vodinoi dragged him into the water. The demon drowned him. Then I abandoned that watermill. I couldn't stay there. I opened these salt works later. I thought he had already taken what was due. But it was never enough for him. Turns out he's the one who took my daughter. He killed my Dusia.
What happened to your daughter?
My daughter. She had nothing to do with it. When Vakul found me, he, I think, wanted to teach me a lesson. Yevdokia went to Silikamsk in winter by sleigh. The ice broke beneath her. No one found my daughter, nor did they find the sleigh. That time, I didn't guess who was to blame. It's not the Vodinoi my grandfather told me about. God punished me. He sent the most devious one.
I think you'll be able to talk to Vakul today.
Oh, I will. That damned short I will.
I don't think you can handle him. Only I can. Besides, even I won't be able to kill him. Masters of nature are strong.
Do what you can.
I will. How did the Vodinoi find you in the salt works?
His factory is far away. I thought another Vodinoi managed this place. And so it used to be in the beginning. I managed to make some money milling the wheat. First I built a small factory, and then it expanded. We got along fine with another water demon. He did not want any human sacrifices. Then I gather Vakul beat him and took this river under his control. But I wasn't aware, and then he somehow learned about me.
I think Vakul will show up sooner if you start the mill.
Can do. I already inspected it while I waited. I've opened the screen, but the wheel doesn't spin. The chute is worn out. I can patch it. These chutes can be patched. It's a pity some of them are too far gone. There aren't enough paddles on the wheel. Look around a bit. We should have enough here. Then we will start it. I'll wait for you inside. I'll fix what I can.
All right. I'll find some boards for you.
You found a fitting vane for a watermill wheel. You found a fitting vein for a watermill wheel.
Vasya, my father. Is he also here?
Yes, on the mill. Want to speak to him?
I can't. Vakul won't allow it.
He's not here yet.
I can't disobey him, no matter how much I'd like to.
I need the blades.
For the wheel, I know. Here's the blade. Take it.
The Rusalka gives you a part of the mechanism.
There's something in this name, Vakul. A bit of perm, you think? I feel he's close.
Ah, Vasilisa. 3 blades. That's enough. Well, we have everything we need to start the mill.
Vakul will appear as soon as we start the wheel. All right, it's time.
The salt worker quickly fixes the mechanism. He looks like he's done it plenty of times. Soon, the squeaky wheel makes one rotation, then another.
The middle world. A grand place, beautiful. If only it didn't stink of the living. My favorite witch and her cute little book. I'm so glad to meet you again.
Greetings, Vodinoy.
Well, 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 Vakul.
Ah, my old acquaintance. Come to break another promise?
Father,
I didn't tell you to speak.
A water stream knocks the salt worker and the Rusalka off their feet.
You make a lousy guest, Vasilisa. Is it what we do in the Perm region? Steal serfs from their master.
There aren't any serfs anymore.
Silence! You made good on your promise to go the road from its beginning to its end, honoring the promise. I appreciate that. But I like you, Rich. Tell me what you want.
I need to break the seal and free the Rusalka. What good comes of keeping her with you? She's a nice girl.
That's why I'm keeping her, because she's nice. I'm not impartial to compassion, so I'm ready to make a deal. You want both? Then I'll require gold as your sacrifice. Every wish has its price. Mine is a small one.
All right, so be it.
You throw the gold into the water.
Happy to do business with you, Rich.
The Vodinoy touches the book before disappearing into the depths. The Rusalka stays on the shore. One more seal is gone.
Oh, forgive me, Dusha. You died because of me.
No, don't even think about blaming yourself. I'm free from the water demon now. I still have no answer for my sins.
Wait.
We'll meet again someday. Farewell, Father.
The Rusalka smiles at the salt worker and vanishes into white light. On your way back, you comfort Pahom with tales of life after death, but he seems to be happy with how things turned out.
Isn't that the most banal of a legend?
Maybe, but there's too many consequences. The drowners are talking about her. The girl is strong, they say. There are rumors coming from other spirits. Now they agreed to protect a wedding. She must think I would try curse it. If she sticks needles in me, I'll be left without any power. Go to Pakcha. They won't be expecting you.
I have certain doubts about this. Your old friend is a rather powerful sorcerer. I'm not sure I'll manage.
You should be more confident. I haven't taught you for nothing. You should curse the wedding to be on an equal footing.
It won't be easy. But if she really has the book, I may finally be able to control this force.
Right. There you will find out. And if this is true, you can do anything you wish for. So goes the legend. Take a look at them first. I've sent charts throughout the area. It will be a good occasion.
But this wedding, I wouldn't want to curse peasants. You know how I am with demons.
Don't make me laugh. Who will you curse then? You think you can turn the procession? This thing happened last with my grandmother. Go back as soon as you take the book.
So be it.
Well, get ready. Amen to you.
Aha! And what happened next?
I negotiated with that chort, and he did what I asked.
Well done, Vasilisa. I myself couldn't have done it better. I remember my youth as a Koldun. Those were the days.
I got off easy, you could say.
That's right, you furry short. Go catch some mice.
Let the charts catch them. It's not a job that befits a Susietka.
Proshka, can cats be used to break the seals in the book? Help me check, would you?
All right, I'll catch some mice. It's not hard or anything. I'm not torturing you like your charts, after all.
Well, it's time to deal with the next seal.
The seal of the wolf. I was thinking about werewolves.
I haven't heard about them in Uyezd for a long time.
Proshka, can you turn into a wolf?
Nah.
That won't do. I need to think about this. In the meantime, go and deal with your business. Go visit your betrothed. It's time. I may come up with something.
All right, Grandpa.
Yes, it's good that I'm not one of those petty charts from hell. Work all day or curse people. That's like a kind of work too, right? I'm perfectly content lying here, watching after the household. That's my thing.
We'll talk later. Sing winds from the quietest to quiet, from the lightest to light. Lift up the branches and sand from the grave. Split, Mother Earth. Reveal yourself, coffin lid. Fly open, white shrouds, and draw open sweet lips. Tell me, my darling, of your life there, and ask me of your life here. I've been living here, wandering from place to place. I've witnessed all kinds of grief. All kinds have I suffered. I saved a girl from a banya. See, there's some good done with this knowledge. I saved another girl from the wretched claws of a Vodinoy. I'll do anything to save you. Even if it means raising all the villages on Earth, my chorts will help us be together. Soon you'll be back, my darling. As soon as I break all the seals. And you, teach me, guide me, miserable orphan that I am, how to break all the seals of the book. And I will reach out my white hands and pull you from the other shore.
God bless. Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa.
Why, isn't that groom with his bride?
So, you're keeping your word, Nikolai?
I told you I needed a bride, and with help from you and God, here we are.
The wedding is close. I see you've covered yourselves, as is tradition.
Yes, we needed to have this wedding as soon as possible, so that the Bonics wouldn't drag me back. I understand you have a lot to think about. Vasya, weddings are the least of your worries, but if you can't do it, no one can. You were the matchmaker for me and Nikolai, so you should stand as matchmaker by my side at the wedding.
I have no time to give a dowry at a bachelorette party.
Right. The week has passed. The dowry appeared at my house, and what I lacked, the girls from our village helped out with.
The main thing is you being my matchmaker.
I can't. I have other business.
It's all right, Vasya. You can go. We have some time. And when the wedding passes, a solution to a problem might reveal itself.
You too, old Igor, come. You'll be our master of ceremonies.
What an honor. To what do I owe the pleasure? Huh?
Well, you taught Vasilisa and helped with the items for the bride.
That's right. Well, you see, Vasya, how can you say no?
Who did you ask to be your best man?
Petka, the accordion player. He's an old friend of mine.
Fedka? What curse can he help you with? How can we attend such a wedding, Grandpa?
Stop it, Vasya. Fedka will manage. He's a jester, but he can. Besides, we'll be there. We'll help with the evil spirits and coldoons.
All right, but Fetka needs looking after, so he won't curse the wedding himself.
Thank you, Vasilisa. I brought a gift for you. I think you'll like it, and it should prove useful.
We didn't come only because of the invitation. We need a nowhere's help. My future mother-in-law hired brewers to make beer.
But they quit halfway through. They say demons chased them away. They're beside themselves with fear.
We decided not to approach these demons without you. Maybe it's Bannik's trying to interfere with the wedding.
You made a wise choice.
Is the bright side brewing beer?
We decided both sides will brew. The villagers are close to each other.
In Pakcha, where my mother lives, there are some skilled brewers. We hired them. Father is long gone, after all.
When's the wedding day?
Everyone is invited the day after tomorrow. First is the wedding day, and the next day we're going for a ceremony. Not everything is by the book, but you know how it is.
What are they saying about Chorts?
Some shadows are being noisy, turning over tubs and whatnot.
See, they're brewing the beer by the river, so I thought that the Aptericha might reveal herself.
All right, I'll help you. After all, the ceremony is incomplete without beer, and you have your whole life ahead of you.
Well, come the day after tomorrow then, if I'm the master of ceremonies.
See you soon. Lord be with you.
Greetings. God bless.
God bless. What brings you here, Your Honor? The stove flap is over there, to your right.
Alexander looks around, perplexed.
Grandpa, he's not here about that. He doesn't know these things either. And the matchmakers come without a groom.
Hello, Vasilisa. I was in the area for business and decided to drop in. I mean, I think you'll also be interested in this case I have. They talk about you and your grandfather quite often. You remember the time at the station when I went to treat the girl? There's a similar case in the village near Pakcha. It's called Severная Settlement.
Well, I know something about herbalism. I may be of help. So, Severная Settlement? You start treating them with your methods. Perhaps I'll drop by.
Thank you. Till we meet again.
Hold on. Fancy some tea? Help me move the table first, would you?
Table? No time. My patients are waiting.
Alexander hurriedly leaves your izba. It's getting dark. You keep the black book ready. Khaldoons often put their chorts by the roads, as you have already witnessed several times. Soon, you notice someone's burning eyes under the roots of an old fir tree. Among the treetops, you notice a silent giant. His figure towers over the trees and sheds a dark shadow on the frozen road. After walking for about 10 fathoms, you turn around. The black giant is gone. You notice the pale heads of the drowned, looking out of the water. They are almost certainly waiting for a careless victim to drag under. You open the book and read the first Zagavar. Life goes on as usual in the sleepy Pakcha village. The peasants have returned from their work and fill the village with hearth fire glimmers shining from tall windows. The shop is still open. You easily find the home of the peasants who brewed beer, but their izba looks empty. You look into the galbets and see a man who is putting crosses on vials and barrels. He jumps when you call out to him.
Christ almighty, what are you scaring me for? I nearly died.
I knocked, didn't you hear? I'm here about the wedding. They asked to bring beer.
We couldn't cook the beer to the end, you understand? The bride is a chort in disguise, everyone knows that. So some of them sharp-tailed visited us. We barely managed to escape. With God's help, I'll bless the ingredients. We managed to brew the mash, then added hops to the cauldron. Everything with God's words, everything proper. a pound of hops, and a pound of malt. And then a demon showed up. Lord have mercy.
Tell me about the demon you saw.
Someone cursed us. That must be it. Looked like a lump of meat that kept glaring at us. So we ran. Left everything there. We prepared part of it, but we're too scared to go there now.
So you brewed everything by the book?
Everything as it should be, with prayers and according to the recipe. First, the girls came to us from the bride's side, tried to put out the fire. Then, later, closer to the evening, a man came along. And at nightfall, it all began. The bride's cursed. So the devil showed up.
What man?
I don't know. Didn't have the chance to look at him proper. He stood for some time in the distance, and then left.
Did you brew by the river?
Right. Wait, you're going there now? This late? You'll be killed.
It's all right. I have God's word with me. The devil will have to retreat.
Well, God be with you. Go to the east of the last Isba. You won't miss it.
It's quiet in the brewing area. Too quiet. You anxiously look around. Evil spirits definitely had something to do with this. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You can't light the fire. All the logs have burned, and there's no dry grass for a spark to take. Here is the firewood that the brewers prepared. You take some firewood. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You add some firewood. Now you can light the fire. You can't light the fire. All the logs have burned, and there's no dry grass for a spark to take. There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling. You take some dry grass. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You can't light the fire. All the logs have burned, and there you put some dry grass under the cauldron. Now it will be easier to light the fire. You light the fire and take a step back. A spirit shows itself above the cauldron for a moment, but it soon disappears beneath the oily froth of the beer. The fire is extinguished by the spilled beer. Could a larger fire expel the chort? Here is the firewood that the brewers prepared. You take a greater amount of firewood. There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You add even more firewood. Now the fire will burn brighter than ever. You light the fire and take a step back. The curse falls to the ground as a repulsive ball of foul-smelling wool. This chort was created by a Khaldun, but who would wish harm upon Nikolai? You send the brewers for the intact beer barrels and return to the Izba.
Later, I called some men from Bakcha after I chased away the chort. They took the barrels with the cooked beer. Everything that was left in the cauldron was gone.
So much good beer wasted.
Looks like some Khaldun got involved.
Looks like it. Well, they're lucky to have you as a matchmaker.
You also keep your eyes peeled around Nikolai. Who knows?
I will. Many Khalduns like to ruin weddings. You know how it is.
Yes, and the guests are helpless. If you ruin a wedding, you can ruin the entire lives of the newlyweds.
That's all right. Just be attentive. You will protect them.
Right. I shouldn't expect any help from Fetka.
We'll manage even without Fetka. All right, we need to go.